Hey yo, what's good? What's going on, everyone, everywhere? Welcome back to another video, man. Hey man, all I'm gonna say is I can't really speak right now. My tongue, man, I got this stuff going on, this virus affecting me and whatnot. Man, these kids going crazy, man. All I'm gonna say is, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put this video out, but bear with me on the audio, y'all. Okay, bear with me on the audio. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get up in it, man. So pretty much what we got, I'm gonna have 8 builds total. I know the title video gonna be like 5 plus or whatever, or 5 plus bonus or whatever. I don't know, but there's gonna be a whole bunch of builds we pretty much got going on. Okay, I did 8. I was gonna do all of them, but I did realize with the Guardian rank stuff, I'm not sure how that's about to go down. I heard mixed things that pretty much, yeah, these bottom 4 or bottom 2, I don't know if we're gonna have those when DLC drop. Keep mind y'all, bear with me on the whole list thing. I know it's infuriating for me. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and hop into it. Right now, we're gonna talk about our arc build. Okay, we gotta get the conviction, everything that's going on with the stuff that's happening in terms of the melee changes, the ability changes, aspects, all that jazz. This is a combination of everything, the stuff that I'm going to be using in the legendary campaign here tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming it. Well, it's probably going to be today by the time you see it, but I'm going to live stream it as well, okay? But nonetheless, so we got combination blow. It's going to stack up 3 times. Crap load damage. We got Ascension, Tempest Strike. You already saw it gives the conviction, which gives those little jolting balls that give us damage resistance and time we jolt enemies. And you kind of see what we got going on. We got Flux Grenade just to stick somebody, do a good amount of damage too. I do like Flashbang. The only thing with Flashbang, that doesn't do a lot of damage actually. Pulse actually does a good amount of damage, but it takes too long. Lightning, same thing. Flux actually does a decent amount of damage, and I mean it can jolt. More meant to take out that one chunky enemy. If my Tempest Strike can already take him out. So pretty much all we got going on, Delicate Tomb, get our Ionic Traces, keep going. Kind of like the whole Geomag Warlock thing got going on. Jolt like crazy, Ionic Traces like crazy, Attrition Orbs like crazy, as you see. Got Rolling Storm to keep that going like crazy. And you can see, we got Arc Staff, Gambler's Dodge, combination blow, Flux, Ascension, Tempest Strike, Spark of Ions, because we're gonna do so much jolting. We're gonna get Ion Traces, okay? And from the Bolt Charge stuff too with our heavy Ion Traces. Like I did say, we're gonna be using our melee. Tempest Strike should be hitting like absurd amounts of damage. So hopefully Spark Feedback can kind of add to the whole mix. If not, we can definitely go ahead and replace this with this Spark of Discharge here, okay? Which more likely I'm going to go ahead and put in, but I just want to try this out just to see how it goes. Spark of Frequency, really, because we're going to be M5 from everything that we do pretty much, especially using Tempest Strike, using Ascension. The Bolt Charge from all sources is really what we're going to be going after with that one. Sorry, I blanked out for a second. Apologize. Let's keep it going though. Grenade Jolt, of course, and then some resistances, obviously. But yeah, the only other one that would be kind of good would be, I'm trying to find the one. This one, Spark of Beacon, just thinking that explosion stuff going on. If you want to be more ability focused, you could be the one where, yep, your class ability, Spark of Focus, your class ability regions. But this is pretty much it. This will be in terms of mod setup. Double hands on at the top. If I don't like it, I might do Dynamo and hand on, just see if the diminishing returns or whatnot on this are good or not. But double hands on for the time being. Our Tempest Strike should be stupidly overpowered. Font of Vigor, just so we get, it's 30 now, but I think it should be 20 gonna come when the update comes on. So it gives 140 strength slash melee. And then whenever we do hit someone with our melee, we get a little bit back to our class ability, which is good. And then of course, because we're killing stuff with our melee, get an orb for it. Because we're melee range and stuff happens a lot. Pretty much resistances. Pretty much this is like the golden trinity of ability spam. Yeah, absolution for everything to hit. Orbs restoration, just so you don't get a penalty of dimension returns. You actually get a nice chunk back with orbs of restoration. And then recuperation, of course, so we stay alive. Reaper, Bomber, powerful retraction. Simple enough. All that short was Ascension now, so it's lovely that its first build is Arc. I'm just gonna work my way up, okay? So second build. I know a lot of people are talking about it. Emos Light Seracne class item with prismatics going crazy. Now I went ahead and put Conditional Finality on here because if you really think about it, with these two weapons alone, you kind of got all champs taken care of. Destabling for rounds will allow you to get those barrier champions. Conditional Finality, you got the slow slash shatter, which will do overload, and the ignition should still do unstoppable. It's the only weapon come post update that can actually do two. So yeah, it's actually very, very cool and very, very interesting. As you kind of see, like what I said with the stats, resilience, I'm gonna be discarding that. That's only if leftover stats kind of go in it. With most of my builds, I'm gonna try to get the 70 recovery and pretty much 70 from all the bottom. Of course, Intellect kind of gotta bite the nail on this one, but it is what it is. All my links, the dim links for these builds will be in the description below. I'm gonna try to get that knocked out as well. So without further ado, let's keep going. With this one here, of course we're gonna be ability spamming so much from the Emos Light and Seracne, but the abilities we're gonna be using is grapple, so it's really like Seracne on strand. It's gonna be very, very strand heavy. This is really like my run around kind of build. I was using a version of this with this one, as well as with Gifted Conviction before, and I had a blast. I mean, honestly, I was using Unloved, Lord of Wolves, and Egredge following Guillotine with Frenzy on it. It was fantastic. It felt amazing, and I don't expect it to feel any kind of different. I don't have this one slot in because of Ascension is getting fragment slots reduced, so yeah. But other than that, everything's self-explanatory because grapple is really a melee, and Threaded Spike is a very high base damage melee. You kind of see what we're going for. Dawn, so because of the melee stuff, we get Radiant from both our abilities. Blessing, because both of these are melee, so heal from it. Protection, you know, DR. Ruin, the only reason I got Ruin is one, because Gunpowder Gamble, the ignition on that is a little bit better, and two, Conditional Finality, you actually add a little more damage. If you didn't really care or don't have Conditional Finality, you can definitely swap this out with just Fossil to Hope, call it a day, just get your Ascension kind of back a little bit faster. Especially since Ascension kind of auto procs itself for Faster to Hope, since you have that the buff, aka amplified, from parking it, so it's gonna be good anyway. And for all that purpose, is just get a Woven Mail. That is it. Now, I already kind of went over everything. Rocket Sword Arm, Destabilize Around Repulsor, so we get Overshield, plus we're gonna have Woven Mail, a lot of DR. Conditional Finality is pretty good. I mean, you could go ahead and put in Bastion if you want to, because you are doing so many other melee related things. But yeah. And we do have Gunpowder Gamble as well, because of Seracne, because that also works with both Emos Light and Seracne, and Emos Light works with Ascension now. Hey, lovely. Cold Comfort, I just threw it in there just because, yeah, I mean, technically if you want to do rhyme still with the whole conditional finality thing, but just something that bipod. If not, I'll throw in this eager edge sword call today. Yeah, just something in case I want to do some kind of burst damage, high burst damage from a distance, or just clear a lot of stuff real quick. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and go on to the mods. You can see why we're picking the mods for the stats, all that jazz. Discipline, at least from what I've been hearing, this should help stack for grapple melee. So grapple melee is going to be do more damage. Of course, we got that soft cap of 70, so we can get our regen, right and proper. And then we're a little over 100, so that should kind of give us a little more damage there. But really, I'm going to be tying a lot more into strength. And that's kind of how my gear kind of laid out. Really, just make sure you're over 70 on discipline. You should be kind of fine. If you can push it over 100, just slightly, see what happens. See if that can culminate and add into the whole mix with grapple. Really, I want my strength stat as high as possible. I don't have a lot of strength armor, so I was kind of grinding a little bit. So we got the font of vigor. You might have to take 2 if your gear's kind of crap. But we got heavy-handed just so we can kind of tie it in the mix. And like I said, grapple is a melee. Our thread spike is counted as melee. So everything is melee for this, and it should act nice with both of these and that. Fastball is more for the gunpowder gamble, so I can hurry up throw that out. You actually throw it faster. I know it says further distance, but you actually throw it faster. And that means, essentially in my mind, hey, you throw it faster, you get 1 mil faster. Which is semi-true, but it's so minuscule you don't really notice it. Hands on, because like I said, we got a lot of melee abilities, so just something to culminate. Void Siphon, even though we do have 2 stasis weapons, Void Siphon, because this is going to be the Ackler weapon. Come on now. That's for a champ / high health major. Call it a day. This, because there's nothing really else. So, yeah. Damage resistances, recuperation, or to the restoration, like I talked about before. It's just nice. I don't know what's going to be low, plus the whole ammo light stuff. So, bam, it should help it out. Gives that much more oomph in the whole mix of it all. Stasis Scavenger, like I said, we have 2 weapons that are stasis, so might as well you get the majority here. Reaper, Powerful Attraction, Special Finisher, just in case. Now, on to the next. Now, this one I'm excited for. I cannot wait for. I'll probably be starting out the build, the campaign with this one alone. Now, you can kind of see what's going on here. We do have our Caliban Synthesis. If you need, what is it? Caliban Liar. I mean, you could do it too. I want Synthesis though, because I want it to stack with some other stuff we got here, like Grapple. Since combination was apparently stacked with Grapple, I wanted to stack. Old setup all over again. Stylish Executioner, Winter Shroud, Tether to put them all together. Let me hit the crap out of them all. Fossil to Ruin, because of Winter Shroud, we should be going back and forth, getting that shatter on frozen enemies, and you also do more melee damage to frozen enemies. If you didn't know, now you know. Fossil Blessing, so we keep alive. Fossil Protection, so we keep alive. Fossil Courage, because technically I was hearing this. I'm not sure how true this is. I want to test it fully when the update happens, but apparently Grapple's new behavior should take on Combination Blow's light ability and make Grapple a light arc ability. But Grapple itself unravels enemies. So maybe, just maybe, Fossil Courage can kind of auto proc itself with that. I want to see what happens, honestly. If not, by all means, we're gonna go Fossil Purpose call today, just for more survivability. Or we'll do Fossil Hope. Either way. Now, with that being said, I do have the Navigator, so that is a good weapon to also pair into the mix of this build. And everyone should pretty much have Navigator now, because, Ride 9 happens. It's not Bastion. Bastion got a crazy buff, and I'm kind of excited to try that out as well. See how it hit for pretty much. Sudden Death, 1-2 punch, Trench Barrel, best of both worlds, and we should be doing crazy stupid with everything we got going on here. You see, everything's very melee focused because this is a melee focused build right here. This is melee galore, the ultimate melee, whatever you want to call it. Saga Earute machine gun, only doing it because it got Curse Thrall. Defeat a target with melee attack, you got Curse Thrall explosion like you got Necrochasm with every kill. And Sword Logic gives you a little more damage. Reconstruction, so I don't have to reload this thing. Call it a day. Like I said, we kind of already went over the mods. Everything's very melee focused. Hands-on melee. Font of Vigor melee to boost it up even more, do more damage since we're already at 120 base. We're already going to be doing crazy amount of damage, heavy-handed, fastball. It's the same setup, essentially. Now, I know I have 2 absolutes here. I'm probably going to get rid of one of them. And put on, because the miniature returns is going to be crazy. Or restoration, and just call it a day. Distribution, Reaper, Bomber. This is a very like ability focused thing, so I'm not really worried about any of my weapons as long as I have ammo. Which I mean, if I'm running out of ammo these two too much, I'll just use the machine gun, which should be stocked up on ammo. So nonetheless, yeah, very good. I'm very excited. I'm probably gonna start the campaign with this build out here and kind of go from there. Now this over-reliable Moth build, Moth camp stand up. You already know what we're doing here. Moth Keeper's Wrap. I'm putting on Prismatic just because how everything is going to fold here into the mix. Now we do have Silk Strike just as all around a good super. Does good base damage, good AoE if we need to do some. Shoot, it's a good oh crap button, panic, pop it, swing away, get the safety call today. Now again, massage of course, get our melee back, especially with our stats in the 70s and whatnot and up, we should be fine. Triple jump or whatever you like. Threaded spike, just because to me it's the best melee out of all these. I mean, hell, you could do combination blow if you want. That's on you. I like thread spike. Plus it severs, help give me a little more shot ability. Arc bolt grenade. We're only taking this grenade. Normally we get grapple for a little bit of cooldown, but Arc bolt is not that much higher base cooldown. Plus it's arc, and with that and the Foster Dominance, the moths actually do jolt. So yeah, it should work. Threaded Spectre just because. Hey, it got threadlings or like moss on the ground. Hey, it's kind of in the mix of the build. I mean, if not, you could always just Gunpowder Gamble or Stylish call it a day. Probably Stylish for any more survivability. Gunpowder if you just want to blow more stuff up. Ascension, just because it's Ascension. Jolt Amplify, it's pretty nice to use. Now. I was trying to remember, why do I have Foster the Ruin here? But I do remember now, Foster the Ruin here is actually meant to go at the back here. This was my throwaway one, since Ascension is getting reduced in fragment slots. Foster the Blessing, Threaded Spike should be able to be strong enough at base to still do that. Foster Protection, we always want that. Foster of Dawn, make this, make my weapons hit harder. Culminate, Fossil Dominance, I already told you it's going to make our boss actually jolt. And Fossil Purpose, so we got Woven Mail. Let me go ahead and change that right now. But clearly we got exteriors for the moth. Moth Keeper Wraps. We're going to have multiple moth grenades. And if, well, you should know at this point, even Moth Keeper Wraps affects SDeers itself, so whenever you do get a kill and you're close by, it will spawn 2 moths instead of just the 1. And the second moth is a void one that will come and give you or your allies an overshield. So it is nice in that regard. This Unloved, I just have something just as good as a primary. You could put a multi-mark if you want, by all means, to go ahead. Or one of my other favorite SMGs now is this Recycle Energy Hatchling. Mirror Mago, it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I like it a lot. If not, you could go the Eminence from the raid. I mean, just something there. Just something. Really, it's going to help you because you have one Harmonic Siphon here for the energy cost stuff. But nonetheless, you kind of see what we got going on assets because, like all the melee based stuff, this grenade based one. So, hey, grenade super, kind of self explanatory. Firepower, fall into focus, get more grenades, make them hit harder, make them give us an orb, throw them faster so they can hurry up and pop, hit the ground or hit the target. Bam. Come out, do a thing. And this one actually does matter because the moth, even if you throw it at your feet, it throws it fast enough to where you actually do have a noticeable difference of the time delay that it takes for them to hit the ground, split, and then come on you as an overshield because you're that close. Okay, so fastball is pretty, to me, mandatory when it comes to moth keepers. It's very, very good. Just stuff to be good with all the explosions and jazz. Recuperation. Oh, this is supposed to be our scavenger, not holster. An absolution, reaper, bomber, distribution, just because it's regular stuff. Scavenger. Ooh, scavenger. There we go. Perfect. Apologies on that, y'all. You gotta see the stats too. What we're going for. 70 on the strength, so we get that threat to swipe back on the regular. 70 on recovery, so we can get it back on the regular whenever we do ascension. Since we don't have to be near enemies now, come the update, bam, get that back. Just keep going. Allow that to kind of feed back into the mix of everything else, so we have something else to kind of spam out while we wait on the grenade. With the grenade, as you see, it's going to come back way faster, do more damage, and just have a whole bunch of nice benefits with it, especially with our font mods and everything else. Excuse me. Now, next build that we got going on here is going to be the Shuriken build, the little ninja build, master of the fealty. Ideally, you run this on stasis, and while you run on stasis, of course, we have the one super, Gambler's Dodge, triple, wither, cold snap, because, hold on, touch a winner with cold snap. It does create a little crystal, and if you're at a big enough enemy, what's it called? If it's ad dense enough, cold snap will actually create more and more crystals on top of itself. So it's very, very nice. Grim Harvest, of course, because we gotta have Grim Harvest. It's just mandatory at this point. Refraction. So hey, slowed, frozen. These two slaves, freeze and slow. We get class ability. So hey, we get some melee back, and because gamblers. Rending. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Primary ammo does more. Now, I don't necessarily have primary ammo, but I was also gonna be looking into something like, I do have a peace bond that's like headstone with Rhyme Stealer, and looking into that as well. If not, if I'm just gonna use this Rocket Sidearm with Tenacious Mastery, then I'll take this rending off, and I'll use Fissures. Whisper Rhyme, so we get more stacks of this Frost Armor. Whisper Shards, so because of these two, it will actually create a crystal. The crystal will then shattering the crystal, and because our Wither and Blaze also create crystals, pretty much we should have a cold snap back up continuously, making more shards. It's gonna synergize with itself essentially, okay? And the Whisper Hunger increase melee energy from the shards from Grim Harvest. So I feel like if you want to kind of adapt this slightly more, the only other way I could see, if you're trying to be much more melee focused, you could do Whisper Fractures here. take off refraction and do, I mean, you could do Whisper Chains, which could help a little bit. But I'm trying to find it. Whisper Reversal, which will kind of help, but you kind of don't need it because Master Filthy already kind of does it for you. Nonetheless, it's going to be good. The Master Filthy has single-handedly made a Hunter stasis decent. Granted, I know now we're going to have Icebreaker, but like I said, Tenacious Icebreaker is very, very good with stasis. Oh my gosh. Especially with this and the Master Filthy here, because you just have so many frozen enemies, as well as so many stasis crystals, and this just causes ignitions for everything. It's just very, very nice. And then just something to burst people down, in case you run into a boss or whatever. If you just need more movement and with some extra damage or whatnot, you can always use the old Slammer. You get your edge, bait and switch, call it a day. Now, stat-wise, you kind of see where I'm rocking at. Keep in mind, I don't pay too much attention on the top one. I did want to get close on the mobility stats, which will be weapons. Come update, the Edge of Fate. So the fact that these weapons are pretty much going to be doing full damage / I can't get them to do more if I just put on a font mod and call it a day. Recovery, like I said, 70. Discipline, it's 86 just because how my gear is. It's really, I was shooting for 70, and then I was really shooting for the highest amount of strength I can get. This is the highest I can go. If you can go higher, by all means. If you can go over 100, do it, please. I just personally can't, so yeah, it is what it is. And the intellect, I went ahead and did that. As high as you go. Take consideration your melee is priority number 1, your class ability is priority number 2, your grenade is priority number 3. The intellect, you can just throw whatever else in there in the mix. And then you kind of already see the mods we're working with. Double harmonic, just because there's nothing else. Since I have a recovery mod up in here. But hands-on, because Master Filthy is the melee base. Focus your strike, because we already have 2 charges. This should give us our class ability to help, or at least help us out getting our class ability back. Fall to Vigor, so we can get 1 to normal 70 and beyond here and get the benefits of it. Induction, so pretty much everything with our grenades will now leech over to our other abilities, and then based off of that, it should help culminate the 2. Absolution, recuperation, this is supposed to be harmonic. Scavenger, lovely. I don't know what it, did I pick the wrong one? I don't know, I probably could have. It's whatever. Nonetheless, time dilation, just to make our font mod here last longer. Reaper and Outreach. So you kind of see we have Reaper here, and then Harmonic Siphons are going to be our main way of actually getting orbs. So it goes back into why mobility on here should be semi-prioritized, but not too much, okay? Or aka weapons, here comes soon. Now everybody knows you need a good Celestial Nighthawk build. Now personally, I don't like this Sniper Silhouette, but I know a lot of people do. So it is what it is. I'm gonna use Lord of Wolves instead personally. Maybe even Icebreaker, but yeah. Unless you can do a lot of prep with this, which most people should help with the attrition orbs aspect of it, because you need about 6 orbs to make a golden gun shot off of this. Oh, excuse me. Had a little something like frost in my throat. And then Hessian's Vengeance. Everybody knows this is incredible. Aim's Arsenal, bait and switch. It's going to be very, very nice. And we're going to be shooting this so many times. This should be on off without a hitch. If you want, you could even replace this with Reconstruction or even just auto-load holster based on the nature of you using this gun here. The fact that I use it with Lord of Wolves, you can actually use it in the mix and this will be just fine. So yeah, and then you kind of see what I'm rocking with here. Get your mobility, get your discipline, your intellect up. So really your weapons and your super up, and it doesn't really matter past that. So come on now, it's a Nighthawk build. Everybody knows we're gonna need a Nighthawk build. Day 1 raid or whatever you're gonna try to do in between. 3 font mods. That's how I'm coming. Alright, that's how I'm coming. Get your extra. It's really supposed to be 60 now, but it's going to get slightly nerfed to be 50 if I'm not mistaken. It's like 30, 20, 10 for the diminishing returns. So with that being said, 50 right here, so that's 155 intellect. Yeah, I should be doing a good more super damage. Then we still have a good amount of mobility, aka weapons, to still go off of that as well. Plus we got a whole nother font for weapons there. Recuperation just keeps it alive. And then solar weapon surge, just because we have 2 solar weapons here. Call it a day. We really don't need to worry about that. And this is the most typical build, or at least I'll run it. I know a lot of people do Snare Bomb and Dustfield. You can do that by all means. That's on you, but I do it like this. Gamblers, Threat of Spike, Magnetic, Ascension, Gamblers, Gunpowder Gamble. Ooh, I almost said the other one. But yeah, Gunpowder Gamble, just because it's a whole nother ignition charge to throw in the mix. More damage, and it's supposed to be the most like damage version of the build possible. Threat Spike, one, it can hopefully come back to us and give us like a good amount of return melee energy, aka if it hits like 4 or 5 targets, you'll get the full melee back if you catch it. So, which will then make you radiant again based on the fragment below. Magnetic weakens, enough said. And we needed one to be a light and one to be dark because I need a dark debuff, which this would call Sever, make this hit harder, and you kind of already know the deal. Dawn, of course, make Radiant, which will make this hit harder. Blessing, so I can survive, because I'm a hunter. Dominance, because I need this to weaken. Courage, because I want to do more damage with this. And then Purpose, because I'm also going to need to survive, because look what I'm using. Ascension isn't necessary. You could use Stylish Executioner if you want. Especially because they're going to be the same fragment slot amount. That's why I don't have an extra fragment here. But yeah, I mean, it's on you. Technically, if you want to do like the most damage, Ascension still would be better just because you can potentially jolt the target on top of everything else that you're doing and do a lot more damage for the team. But yeah, Multi-Mock or Unloved or whatever, Tenacious, it don't really matter. Your primary, just something that you like. Hell, if you want to do Lost Signals, min-max that whole jazz. Still Hunt, but I like Multi-Mock for Attrition Orbs to help Still Hunt out. And then Hasn't Vengeance. And then because of the buff that is coming to it, we're going to go ahead and go over our Mask of Backers here. Now, Mask of Backers, if you don't know, it already did this, by the way. It did already stack with Lord of Wolves. It just never showed you or told you that by the description itself. It just doesn't say it, but it already did stack Lord of Wolves. They just made it actually be a main staple of the exotic itself now. So we already got Backers. If you don't know what it does, you just shift, which aka you dodge, while having a stasis or arc super. They're opening it up. Arc super equipped. And then after you'll get a stacking 10% bonus, kind of like Sanguine Alchemy, for Stasis, Arc, and Lord of Wolves. Okay? So it's going to be very nice. With that being said, we're going to get mobility as high as you can and kind of have everything else at 70 if possible. Weapons wise, of course, we got Lost Signal, Lord of Wolves, and Chill Inhibitor. I mean, you could do like Fourth Horseman or something here, but because of stack of Lord of Wolves is so good, why not? Prismatic Hunter, of course, come on now. Silence and Squall is better because like I want it done, and the damage is comparable to a Golden Gun at base, so it's decent enough. Storm's Edge is nice and does good damage if you can get like starred scales going with it, but it requires you to do it 3 times, so it's like the Titan Axe throwing, but worse. Nonetheless, Gamma Star, so we can get the melee back. Snare Bomb does feel this, those typical setup here. Winter Shroud, Gunpowder Gamble. Left that out, but oh well. purpose so we can stay alive better. Get that frost armor. Frost of Ruin, so shatters do more damage. Protection, so we stay alive. Courage, so technically like Gunpowder Gamble and like Snare Bomb stuff does more damage. And the ignitions from Lord of Wolves do more damage. So that's gonna be very nice. And then Faucet of Dawn, because Radiant. I think this is also getting a reduced fragment slot. So yeah, I'm good still with the open fragment slot. We're still good. Still good. But yeah, and then for the mod setup, you kind of see what we got going on again. I do have 2 Font of Wisdom mods on. I know we're already at 70 intellect, but I just get a little bit extra just because it'll help out super. Why not? This will essentially be what, 30? Yeah, because this should be 20. No? Yeah, 20, 10. So it's 30. Yeah. Huh? I feel like that's wrong. I said 30. It's just 50. This should be. I don't know. Unless it's gonna give extra super stuff to give us extra super damage. So, hurrah. Harmonic Siphon just because there's extra slot and a good extra orb. Hopefully. Slow loader so we can reload Lord of Wolves a little bit quicker. Font of Vigor so we're kind of struggling here on this one strength / melee stat here. So yeah, help that out. And then fastball so we can throw our grenade a little bit quicker. Resistances according to activity, so that doesn't matter for this general build. Font of Agility, aka this will be Font of Weapons. Here come the update. So get mobility even higher, give an extra 30 or 20 or whatever to it. So yeah, we're gonna get doing more damage. Give us a stasis weapon surge. If I could afford it, I'll also do a solar weapon surge here. Just because they all can stack now. Oh, and then time annihilation, so all the fonts and then even the surges here last longer. And then Reaper to help give an orb outside of Harmonic here. That'll be kind of like on demand. But yeah, the only other thing I got here is going to be another Mask Filter build. That will be the prismatic version of it. And you kind of see what we got going on here. Same weapons, same pretty much everything. The mods are going to be a little bit different. Oh my gosh, I keep putting in these holster mods. I think I might just click the wrong one. Yeah. So Harmonic Scavenger to get Void Scavenger. Don't mind that. Those PvP gear. All my hunters that carry PvP gear, man, I think we're saying kind of decent. Because should have been good for the whole weapons and super thing. Nonetheless, you already know what the vibes are. Shadow Shot, we're going to take it over the Silence Squall. Because we're doing Mass Fidelity, say we got a whole bunch of enemies, like in a Nightfall or Strike setting. We tether them all, and then we shoot our Withering Blade up in there, and our Dustfield up in there, and then dodge back out, get another Withering Blade, throw that in there, and everything should be super frozen. And then we just shatter it all, and this all linked and all doing more damage, and they all should just die, essentially. And then we'll turn invisible so we can stay alive from doing all this mess. And then we'll do more shatter damage with Foster Ruin here. Get our healing back from Blessing, some extra DR from Protection, and done. So even if we don't kill them all, we can just do a weapon and it will have Radiant, and then we'll kill them that way, one way or the other. As you see here, kind of what we're going for, 70s, kind of across the board. I just don't have armor that can support that. So, yeah. Nonetheless, these are all the builds here. There are 8 builds here. Like I said, by the time you see this video, it is the day before now. By the time you see it, it's going to be the day of. I will be streaming. I will be testing all these builds out in the stream of the campaign, legendary version of the campaign. I'm going to be running that. So if you want, come by the stream. Go ahead, hop in the group with me. Whatever the case may be. Show these builds some love. See how you like them. Test them out. etc. If you have any tweets, comments, questions, concerns about them, like I said, I do have the dim. I'm going to try to have the dim links down below. I'm also come by the stream, ask me any questions, and we kind of go from there. I do have this list, which is so annoying to hear. I'm probably gonna hate how I sound, but it's all good. I'm still gonna put it up just for y'all, okay? So y'all have these builds to be on the safe side of everything. And do want to put extra tidbit. We're on dim. The way I'm going to do them, they should now be good to where if you click optimize armor, you should now see a range from 0 to 200 when you do your stats and all that jazz. And if you just make 0 be whatever stat, like 70 as a base for however many stats, the white shows you what's available, the gray is of course not available, and you kind of go from there based on your own gear. If you're still needing some gear, well, it kind of doesn't matter now at this point. Everything's already gone, the updates already went through by the time you see this video, so yeah, it is what it is. All jazz, you should have spent all your stuff. It kind of went from there. Without further ado, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace and shalom, everyone, everywhere.